Today we're going to talk about values place. We always start with the ones, and we're going to go up to a 6-digit number. And as we move up, we're going to see the one move to the left. We start off with the ones place, and then we move to the tens place. As you see, the tens moved over one to the left. And as we go to the hundreds place, we can see the one moves again to the left. And as we stack it, you see the numbers getting bigger. So we're going from 1 digit to a 2-digit to a 3-digit. And then we move on to the 4-digit, which is the thousands place, which is, not to confuse you, is 4 digits. But you might get confused because you're moving to the 10,000s place. We didn't call this the 1,000s place, but we call this the 10,000s place. Because as you're moving the 0, you're going to see a pattern. Past this comma, once you put another number in front of that comma, it becomes a tens the number place. So this comma makes it a thousands, and you have 10 in front of it, so we call it 10,000. And then we move to our final one for today, which is the 100,000th place. And this is called the 6-digit number. And then we will be using these 6 numbers for
Freddie Erickson.
We're going to be using these 6 numbers for the worksheet today. Can anybody tell me, out of these 6 numbers, which is 6, 9, 5, 4, 3, and 1, which one do you think is the biggest number? And when we're talking about biggest numbers, we're using whole numbers. So we're going from 10 to 0. So the biggest number would be 9. It is closest to the tens place. And if you want to say, okay, but what about 5? 5 is not the biggest number. It's not even the second biggest number, because as we count from 0 to 10, the next one that's closest is 6. Then 5, 4, 3, and 1 is the closest to 0, which makes it the smallest number. Remember, use the number line if you have to. When you use the number line, always set up your home number, which usually is going to be 0, and one of the bigger numbers you're going to probably be using for today is 10. 0 is your home number because that means it is nothing. 10 is the biggest number for right now. We'll take that to our place value scramble using the same 6 numbers I showed you before. Remember, you're going from whatever the number says. This says smallest 6-digit number. So we need to know when you're doing it for math class, we always start off with that number that is the furthest in front. And when you're talking about smallest, and you're going to smallest in front, we already know 1 is our smallest number. So that's going to be the smallest number in front. And using those numbers, you will go in order for the 6-digit smallest number from smallest to largest. The next will be 3, next will be 4, next will be 5, 6, and then 9. Pretty simple, right? Don't get tricked up about this one for the largest 6-digit number. Remember, if this is your smallest digit, and we went from smallest number to biggest number, would you do the opposite for your biggest number? I would say yes. You would take the biggest number and go from 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then 1. Make sure that you understand, because we're doing the largest number possible, you always want to start off with the biggest number in your number bank. And when you move down, it's asking you to place certain numbers from your number bank into the line. Always remember to read what place it is. If you cannot remember what place it is okay to use the number guide or abbreviation guide. O for ones place, T for tens, 8 for hundreds, TH for thousands, TH for 10,000s, and HTH for 100,000. And you will write those under each of those lines so you can keep up with your placement. So you can always keep the numbers in the right place. So if we go from there, we can put the O right here, the T for 10, the H for hundreds, the TH, the TH, and the HTH to keep up with where you will place your numbers on the number line so that you can keep it in order. So now that I know by the abbreviations that I have set up that the 4 will go here in the tens place according to the line. And just remember, these next ones, anything divisible by 5 and it ends with the even number, remember to write out your division. Anything divisible by 5 ends in either a 0 or a 5. And anything that is even begins with a 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And that will be at the end of your number to make it even. Remember these numbers. If you have to write them down all over the place to keep up with it, it is fine. Anything that's even ends in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Anything that is divisible by 5 ends in a 0 or 5. 5 at the end of their number. There we go.